Okay, hey guys, and welcome back to episode 2 of Diablo 2 Reign of the Warlock Useless Uniques and how to fix them. This is for the fans. I got, criticized for covering too few uniques in that first video, so now we're doing an entire series, exhaustive, covering every single unique there is. So, alright, we'll start off with High Lord's Wrath. So, High Lord's Wrath, it's fine. Okay, it's a great item, and I wish that more items were like it. Sorry, guys, gotta adjust my lighting a little bit here. What can be said about High Lord's Wrath? You got the skills, increased attack speed. You got the deadly strike, lightning resist. Honestly, the only two useless mods are the 1 to 30 lightning damage, and the attacker takes lightning damage of 15. I really wish they didn't include mods like that, or they at least beef them up, because what is 1 to 30 lightning damage? Even if you add lightning mastery or something to it, it still sucks. Like, it just sucks. Do something like 1 to 300, make it exciting. Same with the lightning thorns, right? Like, make it like 50 to 100, or like 100 to 200. Make it something worth having. Anyway, realistically, High Lords doesn't need to be touched. It's quite strong. Crescent Moon. Crescent Moon is one of these odd amulets that doesn't really get a lot of play, so that to me says it probably does need improvement. For a unique amulet, 3 to 6% life stolen is really not great. I would bump that up to just as much as mana, so like 11 to 15. And that would make for a more interesting item I think more people would consider using. Again, I would take off this completely useless Diablo 2 mod. Guys, please let me know in the comments if any of you have ever made use of damage taken to mana in a meaningful way. Like, what builds have you made where this is actually a useful mod? I'm 26 years deep into this game and I'm yet to figure that out. It seems like it's a broken mod, so completely useless. 45 to mana is okay. I would do like 1 to 200. Again, make it exciting, make it an item that like maybe mana shield sorceresses would consider. Magic damage reduced by, this is one of the only amulets that offers this mod, so I wish it was larger. I wish it was like 15 to 20. Again, remember, this is an amulet. You can only wear one, and it's a unique. -2 to light radius, just get rid of it. Unnecessary, right? Or give a positive light radius. Okay. Sorry, guys. I gotta adjust my lighting a little bit here. My eyes are just not loving how bright it is. Okay. All right, moving on. Entropy Locket, 4% chance to cast level 19 Miasma Chain on striking. The only one that could benefit from the Miasma Chain to synergize it would be the Warlock. The Warlock doesn't hit especially fast, so the 4% sucks, right? Bump it up at least to 5. Realistically, something more like 7 to 10. Make it good. Again, it's a unique item, right? 4%, I'm just not excited. Sorry. 5 to 10% to magic skill damage. Make it fun, man. Bump that up. 15 to 30. 10 to 20 at least. Same with the cast rate. What the hell is 5 to 10% cast rate? It sucks. And this is one of the new amulets, right? The Entropy Locket, they could have done much better. Lightning resist 25 to 40. Whatever. Make it all resist. Make it all resist 10 to 20 or 10 to 15, right? Make it compete with Mara's a little bit. 10 to 15 to maximum mana, again, super underwhelming. Make it like 25 to 50, 50 to 100. Make it exciting. Magic damage reduced by 8 to 12. So they introduced this as the only other item besides Crescent Moon, or the only other unique amulet that can give you magic damage reduced by. And again, 8 to 12 is okay. Could be much better. I would go 10 to 15, 15 to 20, something like that. Otherwise, it's all right. Rising Sun Amulet, super niche for fire builds. Not even all the fire builds use it. In fact, very few do. It's usually outclassed by a magical amulet that gives you +3 to fire skills and maybe like health or mana or something like that. I would bump this up to at least 3 to fire skills to give it a bit of a competing chance. And most importantly, this chance to cast level 13 to 19 meteor when struck. I don't even know if that's correct, to be honest, but let's say it is. Make this like 5 to 10% and make that meteor like level 30 or 50 because it's meteor. You want it when it hits, that it hits hard. And probably the sorceress isn't going to use this amulet. It's clearly for like a melee build. So if they're going to use it, give a meteor that'll actually do some damage, right? This fire damage per level is pretty weak. They could bump it up and make it a lot more exciting. The flat damage, again, weak, make it exciting. Replenish life 10, why not 20? You know? Seraphim's Hymn. Again, one of these great amulets that conceptually is great, practically is kind of useless. The only reason I would ever use Seraph's Hymn, and the only reason I have used Seraph's Hymn is as a placeholder until I find like a Mara's or a High Lords for the 2+ skills. So it's okay if you want to boost your battle orders, you're struggling to find like a new amulet or something, but otherwise this thing sucks. Defensive auras on the Paladin are basically useless. I wish this was offensive auras. That would totally change the game with this amulet, especially given the theme of the damage that it adds. Or why not give, to defensive and offensive and combat skills? Like clearly this is meant for paladins, so why not, 1 to 2 to each of the trees, and then it'll make it exciting when you find one that's perfect and it's like 2 all the way down, right? I'll make it much more exciting. The attack rating to specific monsters and things, being a elite unique amulet and only being 150 to 250, again, underwhelming. Bump that up. And the damage too. Let's go from 50 to 100. It's only specific damage, right? It doesn't even cover everything. It doesn't work against animals and things like that. Only demons and undead. So not that exciting. Um, and I'm gonna butcher the name on this one. See, a lot of these items I've never said out loud. I just play the game, right? But the Mahim Oak Curio, you guys can correct me if that's wrong. This amulet is complete crap. Even at level 25, when you first find it, most magical and rare amulets will absolutely outclass this. The 10% thing is a cool concept, but 10% when you're really low at level 25, even a 99, it just doesn't do much. Make that exciting. 25 to 50, 50 to 100. Resistances, that could be bumped way up. This could go 15 to 30. Same thing with the attributes, all of it, right? The flat defense is really stupid. Plus 10 to defense on a unique item. Seriously? Like that's the kind of thing that just makes me scratch my head. I guess they were trying to do the whole 10 10 10, but it's a weak item. Why not 20 20 20 20 or something, right? Anyway, Mascarab, strong item if you know what you're doing. I would bump up the amp damage to 10%, and I would bump the level up to like 20 so it casts over a much wider area, which would be very useful for something like a Boazon or something like that, right? Which is usually who ends up using it. 22 attack rating, 20%, kind of weak. Make it 50 to 100. Remember, this isn't a unique item, right? Should be exciting. 40 poison damage, again, super weak. Give like O-skill venom or something, or give like a ton of poison damage. Give 1k poison damage on the amulet. Poison isn't, it doesn't do much. 75 poison resist, why not 100? Seriously, attacker takes damage of 5. Why? Sometimes I feel like they added extra mods just to make the item feel complete, such as light radius and attacker takes damage of. These mods are largely useless if I'm being honest. Cat's Eye, okay, decent item. You've got your run walk, attack speed, defense, and dexterity, but you could bump up all these values. Give me 50% faster run walk. Let me feel like an agile cat. Give me 35% increased attack speed, right? Same concept. Give me 300 defense versus missile, right? Give me 150 to 300 flat defense. Give me 25 to 50 dexterity. Then I'd see a lot of like assassins and Amazons and things definitely considering this option over, say, like High Lord's Wrath, which is usually best in slot for a lot of those builds, or say Mara's or something like that, right? All right, let's continue on here. So then we've got the Eye of the Etlich, and it's a decent item, honestly, for the level. It's only level 20 required. 1 to 5 light radius early on, if you're scared of the dark. 1 to all skills is cool. The life leech is cool. I would bump up the low end from 3 to like 5, and maybe this from 7 to 10. Again, remember, you're using this at lower levels. Your damage isn't very high, so the leech percent should be bumped a bit. Adds 1 to 2 to 3 to 5 cold damage is, kind of dumb. Like, I get the cold damage slows things down, but as far as doing any actual damage, it doesn't. So why not bump that up, right? Or at least bump up the cold duration to something crazy, so it's like, the like a Lich King touching you and freezing you or something. Like, make it thematic. With 10 to 40 defense versus missile, it's okay. It's not great. Okay, next in line here, did we cover Metal Grid yet? We have not. So let's do Metal Grid next. So Metal Grid has 400 to 450 attack rating. I would definitely bump that up like 500 to 1k. Easy. Level 22 Iron Golem charges is pretty decent. I would also give an O skill of something like Golem Mastery just to make this like a really top end item. Level 20 Iron Maiden, it's useless, honestly. I would just give Iron Maiden as an O skill if you want people to really use it. No one's going to pay to fix charges for Iron Maiden. They're just not. Resistance is 25 to 35. I feel like they could do like 25 to 50. Make it compete with Mara's. It doesn't have any plus skills, right? 300 to 350 defense. That's what I'm talking about. If you're going to give a stat boring, like just flat defense, make it good. Give a good chunk. Make it exciting, right? All right, continuing on here, Sarah Sands Chance. Sarah Sands gives you 10% chance to cast level 2 Iron Maiden when struck. At level 47, honestly, it's not great. It's okay. I would maybe bump that up to like level 5 or something. This I would go 15 to 30, and same for the attributes. And I think that would make this a more well rounded item. Or even give Iron Maiden as an O skill, right? Same idea behind the Metal Grid that we discussed earlier. So Mara's everyone's favorite unique amulet, plus 2 to skills, 2 to 30 to all resist, and 5 to all attributes. Mara's is strong, as we know. I could do with more attributes on it for such a top end item. Why not 20 to 30 on the attributes as well? Keep it themed up nice, right? And honestly, because it is such a good item and kind of like the one you want to find when it comes to unique amulets, I would go maybe 1 to 3 or 2 to 3 all skills. Some people say, nah, that's crazy, that's overpowered. Again, guys, it's a power fantasy game. Par for the course. I would love it, right? Let me know in the comments below if you disagree, I guess, but personally, I would love it. So, last amulet here, and probably the weakest of the bunch. It gets almost no play. This is basically only used in slot if you have nothing else. It's called the Nokozan Relic. It's got 20 FHR, 50 fire res, 10 to maximum fire resist, 3 to 6 fire damage, and 3 light radius. So, as we've discussed earlier, mods like these you can just ignore. So, basically, this is all you're getting. And it's not great, right? It's like very fire themed and some FHR. This is a unique amulet. Give me something. If you have all this fire theme, when I made my own mod and I had this amulet, I gave this amulet like a level, I think it was like a level 3 to 5 or 5 to 7 holy fire, right? And that aura was always present when you put the amulet on. And since it's only level 10 required, that low level holy fire aura actually did some damage. It was actually decent. You can even do something like, if the developers really wanted to get in the back end of Diablo, they could do something like Holy Fire based on level, right? And it goes up to maybe like level 20 or something. Um, maybe one for every 5 levels, it'll go up a level, right? Because it's like 99. Okay, guys, that was a lot of talking, so I'm going to stop there for today, for this video anyway. So that was all the amulets, all the unique amulets, and ways that we might improve them, including all the new unique amulets. I'm just going to take a moment to ask you guys to please like and subscribe. We're still a very young channel. We want to grow. We want to be able to monetize so we can do this full time, or at least with more regularity. Sorry, guys. Too much talking today. My tongue's getting tired. And in order to serve you guys better, we have to get a little something out of this so I could do this more and spend, potentially less time at work and more time doing this. So please like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, right? Don't just do it out of pity or charity. That's not what I'm saying here. If you enjoy the content, we're trying to build a community of like-minded people that enjoy Diablo 2, enjoy conversating with each other, enjoy unique builds, enjoy new ideas, enjoy exploring themes, etc. As always, guys, please keep the comments friendly. I don't mind if you guys blow off a little steam in the comments, but just don't be rude, right? There's no need to be abrasive with me. If you didn't enjoy something, keep it to yourself. There's so many other channels you can go and watch, right? I'm not saying withhold your constructive criticism. I'm just saying don't crap on my channel for nothing or because you've had a bad day. It ain't right, bro. Just don't do it, okay? If you did enjoy the content, thank you very much, and we'll catch you in the next one. In the next video, we will be covering body armor, so stay tuned for that. All right, guys, take care.